Warning, the content in this podcast contains colorful language, spirited conversation, and some good old-fashioned ignorance. So get out of your bag and let's get on with it.
Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it.
Damn, look at you try to do it at the same time that your boy did it. Yo, that's ain't cute.
Because the last time I didn't quite like commit all the way, so I was like, I don't know if you saw me side-eyeing you like I'm about to do it.
I didn't see that. Well, did you practice it?
No. But I was checking. I thought you thought I was just gonna be staring at you, but I'm like, nope, I'm playing double dutch over here. I'm trying to figure out when to get in.
That's funny as fuck. That's funny as shit. Because I was like, yeah, I was gonna ask you like, do you want to do it? And then you didn't. I was like, that's too late. It's already. The sound's up, like we're already at go. So I was just like, all right, fuck it. I was just gonna do it, but then when you started, I was like, fuck it, we both doing it. It looks like it's a tandem.
How you been, man?
I've been chilling. Been chilling. Yeah. It's been a rough week, man. But work was a little rough this week. But
is that why you look like you going to a funeral?
No. In a general sense, black is my new uniform for the pod, and that's only because I'm a broke ass nigga, and I just can't afford to have a new fucking fit every week.
All right. So we're going with kind of like gothic, funeral, grim. Ooh, you could be known as the Grim Reaper.
I could, but
you be killing them hoes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
No,
not you.
I'm a lover.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, I'm a lover, man. You know what I'm saying? I love the women. I love the ladies. Yeah, I mean, it's a mutual respect. I would never call them hoes or bitches.
Oh, never, huh?
No.
Oh, we gonna have to rewind some of these fucking pods, man.
Well, fuck that bitch. Woo, woo, woo. Yep, that's me. But no.
Fuck you segments.
No, but these T-shirts are just really, really easy to come by. You know what I'm saying? Let's go down to the Pro Club spot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Get one of these little T-shirts and shit. You know what I mean? I don't even know how much they cost, but I usually buy like 3 or 4 of them. They come up to like $35, $40, something like that. But that's cheaper than actually going and buying an entire outfit.
And you know what? You look good. Your shoes are always nice.
Yeah.
You have so many shoes. We were just talking about this.
I like shoes. Yeah. I donated so many shoes. Brand new fucking
to
shoes.
where?
Goodwill.
All right, so at your local Goodwill,
hook it up. You know what I'm saying? People in need, but I don't recommend donating your stuff to Goodwill. Now, if you're gonna donate your stuff to Goodwill, then you maybe because you want to get like a tax break of some sort. Mm-hmm. But Goodwill is selling shit.
Yeah.
No, I really want it to go to people that need it and can't afford it. Not to niggas who just coming in there to buy cheap shit.
Yeah.
You know. They getting it for free, and like I don't know why.
Maybe then the Salvation Army, because don't they have some shelters?
We'll get down to your local Salvation Army. I don't know. Anyway,
all right. So, and by the way, I'm doing good too.
I didn't ask. I didn't want to know. No, I'm just kidding. How was your week, man?
It was also really good. It's the same old week. Nothing notable about it in the general sense. But you know what though?
What up?
To share on the pod, we actually ended up going to this really cool. It wasn't a festival. It was just
It was festive.
It was an event, a tequila event, if you will, where they had some tastings going on.
Right.
And Jay and I were like, we just thought it was gonna be like real small and easy breezy. But it was actually way more packed than we thought it was going to be. It was at this restaurant that wasn't a big restaurant.
Nah, it was a small restaurant.
And there were so many people in there, and we got drunk a lot faster.
We always get mad drunk super fast.
Well, because I thought it was going to be a couple of flights, and it was just full on like, you can just stand here and keep filling your cup up. Like, not filling it up, but keep getting those splashes.
It was like 5 tequilas each vendor for the most part.
And there was like 6-8 vendors or something like that. Maybe more like 8. But it ended up being a really cool event. They had some good snacks, The
snacks were I was blown away by the snacks, man, because they had like fucking egg rolls. They had ceviche. Like, nigga, y'all giving away ceviche?
Those weren't egg rolls.
They were egg rolls.
Like,
what kind of rolls were they? What? They were rolls.
Well, yeah, maybe they were more like
Not spring rolls. Spring rolls are small.
Like maybe more Mexican style egg roll. Because to me, it kind of looked like a fat, like a really fat taquito with like some cheese.
No, that was no fucking taquito. That was an egg roll.
Well,
but I don't think it had eggs in it.
No. Well,
I don't know.
What egg roll?
Listen, man, educate me, man. Educate me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm sure there's a reason why they call it an egg roll, but I have never seen them actually stuffed with egg. I'm sure it has something to do with, like, I don't know, an egg wash. Egg wash, yeah. Maybe, but that was funny.
You know what?
Okay, I love you.
I don't like people trying to make me feel bad for being stupid.
But yeah, no, they have some really good food there. Yeah. Even their cauliflower ceviche was really good, and we had a good time.
Cauliflower ceviche was pretty goddamn good.
So highly recommend that if you're,
cauliflower.
Yeah.
Well, no damn cauliflower in there.
Buddy, I literally sat there in line and I was like, "Bub, that's a cauliflower ceviche." You was like, "Yeah, and I eat cauliflower pizza all the time. I like cauliflower."
That. I remember that.
Okay,
but there was no cauliflower in that fucking ceviche.
So why did we have that conversation then, Bub?
I think you were drunk
already by that time. All right,
are you kidding? We were drunk in the first 10 minutes.
Fair enough. But it was still cauliflower ceviche, which is why we had that conversation.
There was a tag?
Yes. There was a tag on everything. You didn't pay attention, did you?
I was drunk. Like, duh. You didn't see anything.
But yes, highly recommend that for all your little local spots, they be having these little events and stuff. You should definitely go check them out. We were supposed to go to one today. We didn't make it to.
Well, don't look at me. I'm doing production shit.
Well, because I was scared because I was like, "Oh, is it not recording?" So I was getting scared.
We recording.
Anyway. So we were supposed to go to this. What was it for?
It was a coffee.
It was supposed to be like Irish coffee. It's not just and the little description. They're like, "Oh, you don't just add Baileys to." Whatever. Right. They were like really gonna like show you some different recipes. And I was like, ooh, that sounds cool. But due to a series of events.
Series of events?
Yes.
Yeah, no, rewind that. Series of events?
Series of events.
What were those series?
Because certain people drink too much and get feisty and demand to go home at an inconvenient time. Which then leads to it making it also inconvenient the next day to then go and do
the series.
Do the event because we would have been in the right location had someone not gotten upset the night before.
Well, first thing I want to say is fuck that guy. Mm-hmm. And then second, I want to say also we could not attend the event because we did not have fucking tickets. How the fuck we just going to attend without tickets?
We didn't have no tickets yesterday, but we found a way.
Well, yeah. We got lucky. And that lady, by the way, I didn't tell you this, but I'm telling you this now. The lady who, like, I guess was running the event.
Oh, she was grouchy.
I was just about to say the opposite. She kept fucking touching me.
The lady that was like, in the beginning was like, no, people aren't supposed to be in here? Or the one that gave us our wristbands?
I thought that was the same lady.
No. There was a shorter lady that with blonde hair that was kind of grouchy. When we were dealing with that lady, was like, you guys aren't supposed to let people in yet. It's not for the public yet. And she was kind of walking around being grouchy. To us, though. No. She was talking to the people that worked there. Like, you let them in.
It wasn't ready yet.
Too early. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the lady that gave us the wristbands.
Nah, she was nice.
Yeah, she kept touching me.
Well. Yeah,
buddy. She put her hand on my back and like it lingered. Like, let me just get you guys your wristbands, and it was just like rubbing my back. I'm like, lady, I just met you.
Well, you have a very nice back.
I'm reserved.
You are not reserved.
I am.
Okay, buddy. But yes, she was very friendly.
She was very friendly.
She was a
nice lady. She was a very nice lady.
It looked like they have like all kind of events, like because there's a bunch of bars and restaurants over
in
there.
that area.
Yeah.
I guess.
So there's different. So obviously they're smaller little places, so they throw things to try to draw people there.
Is that what they do?
I'm assuming so for their marketing.
Yeah. So you met a guy that was you got
Oh
his Instagram.
yeah, we met a guy. Not I met a guy. You were at the table with me.
I don't remember it that way.
I
saw you two coming out of the bathroom together. I was
wow.
Like, I was like, whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
You thought you saw two other people go in the bathroom together, and I was like, I'm about to go in there, and I went in there, and
they came out immediately.
Immediately.
Why did they go in the bathroom?
But they were already at the sink, like just doing their, like when I opened the door, they were just doing their makeup or whatever in the mirror. They were not even close to each other, so you thought they was in there like getting it in or something. If somebody was, they would have just been in the big ass stall, or something. They wasn't even touching each other. They didn't know I was about to walk in the bathroom.
They didn't.
So yeah, they weren't doing that. But I will say,
fair enough. Unrelated
to that topic, but yes,
you did meet the guy.
Did meet the guy. He hosts other events.
Yeah.
Me and you both said we were gonna when we find another one of his events.
Yeah.
But I do coincidentally already follow him on Facebook. I just didn't know.
Before this?
Yeah, because when I pulled, he like gave me the name of the thing. And the other guy was like, "Oh, this is his page," and I pulled it up and it already said following. And I was like, "Oh,
why you didn't tell him that?"
No, he said like as soon as I pulled it up, he was looking over my shoulder and he was like, "Oh, you're already following." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and then there was an exchange.
I didn't see that part. Okay. I didn't see the part where he looked and saw it, and I didn't see that part.
Yeah, but, okay, no, the other dude that was taking pictures for him saw it, and then the exchange happened across the table of like, oh, she's already following you and didn't even know. Da, da, da.
So the guy that did the little quick Instagram video, he is there with him. He was there with him.
He says he does a lot of the little videos, but
Got you.
They weren't necessarily, with each other, if you will. But I guess they work with each other a lot.
Fair enough. We will hit those events, but let's move on. This topic's getting a little redundant.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
So. Welcome to the pod. I didn't even welcome y'all, man. Look at y'all. Y'all look good. Y'all look good out there. Especially you. Anyway. You didn't like that at all. Anyway, welcome to the pod. This is the pod that's about absolutely nothing. So if there's nothing in your cup, fill it up.
All right, now what's in our cups?
So the drink of the week this week is gin and tonic. Now, a lot of people use gin, vermouth, and maybe lime juice if you want to get a little freaky. However, that's not how I make mine here at Jay's Bar and Chill. Basically, what we do is gin. What, bitch?
That's not how we do it.
This how we do it at Jay's Bar and Chill. I said we.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, yes.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You even just said we.
I did.
Jay's Bar and Chill, what we do is gin and tonic. Now, a lot of people just use regular tonic water and shit. Nah, Jay's Bar and Chill, we get fucking freaky with our shit.
Okay.
So I use Topo Chico. You got to get that Topo. And I'm going to tell you why you get the Topo. You get the Topo because... What? Why are you laughing at me?
Like, what about the Chico? No, just Topo.
Topo. So the reason you use the Topo is because it's way more highly concentrated as far as I'm just gonna call them bubbles because
carbonation.
There you go. Okay. So it's highly carbonated and I had a brain fart.
I'm just gonna call it bubbles.
I was.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say bubbles. But yeah, so it's highly carbonated. So with it being highly carbonated that way, it makes for a less watery drink,
right,
and a more bubbly drink.
I like the bubbles.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's what we drinking this week.
Right. Now, do you want me to explain why we're drinking this?
You can explain why we drinking it. I will just say that it is the drink of the week. Drink responsibly, all that jazz. Now, why are we drinking? Right. Why are we having gin specifically this week?
Okay, so, let me just first start off. It's March, and March is
Madness.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe, but March is National Women's History Month.
Go bitches. Go bitches.
Right on.
I'm sorry. I'm joking. If you can't take a joke, turn the pod off.
But didn't you just say? Like,
I'm joking.
Not
you turn the pod off now. Let me turn your mic off.
How you don't use the word.
Let's turn the pod off.
Hello. How you don't use the word hoes or bitches. But so because of that, and just so you know, International Women's Day, I believe, is on March 8th, I believe. And so in honor of women, we were trying to find drinks and beverages either inspired by women, created by women.
Sure.
You know, we're having a women's theme all month for the month of March. So with gin in particular,
I'm wearing pink next week. Boom.
It was developed by women.
Gin was. Okay.
And I'm going to give all the little historical facts in a second.
All right.
But we were like, okay, we were trying to think of course, some drinks that involve gin. This week we started with simple. And then, you know, as the weeks go on, we'll get, you know, a little bit more festive as we go.
Sure.
But this one, we just started like, let's just do basic, you know, classic drink, gin and tonic. Yeah. Very delicious, very simple. Plus, we already have the ingredients.
I already had them shits in my bar anyway.
So it worked out.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the historical aspect of it. So we're going to just take it back to just in general. Women were like in charge of actually in the breweries, like, you know, doing the whole process of it. Right.
Okay.
And so they were actually doing that with beer. And they first fermented beer around 4000 BC and continued to do that into the 1500s. Okay. Now, there was a process in which they started doing the distillation skills where they were able to do outside of the home.
Yeah.
And so it's actually where they started like associating the outfits and whatever of what a witch would look like based on these women who were like distilled, because, you know, it's a brew, you know.
Right.
Witches brew.
Get the fuck out. Look how you look that shit full circle. So the pointy hat, the cauldron, and the broom all associated with like the beer making process that time. And that's so cool, there was accusations of sexual deviancy and sorcery from female brewers who found themselves ousted from the trade, right? So they were condemning witchcraft, which was really condemning these women who were now in the working field. And so that was a way for a woman who, you know, didn't have to depend on a man for money. They were able to work in these breweries. In the 1500s?
Yes, in the Middle Ages. Yes.
So they went. So just so I'm
based
clear.
On this.
Yeah, but because just so I'm clear, women were working. Then they was like, "Nah, you bitches can't work." And then they went back to, "Okay, bitch, go to work." Is that how that worked?
Basically, I mean, you're doing
it is Women's Month, and I'm sorry to call y'all.
You're doing a very condensed version. Obviously, this was over a lot of time.
Sure,
that this happened, but
they just weren't sure that they wanted women working in a general sense. Sounds like.
So so they believe maybe it was born out of fear, like them condemning these women for witchcraft because.
Wait a minute, witchcraft because they working.
Well, okay, they didn't want them to work in the breweries anymore. They wanted them to be at home, raising children and all of this.
So witchcraft really stems from them working. That's called witchcraft.
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. Crafting. Look at me learning shit, man. I'm like, so stupid.
Gosh. So in this process, they started distilling things. And so what is that word I was looking at earlier? I forgot. Oh, the alembic still. So there was the first century Egyptian alchemist Mary the juice. Oh shoot!
Buddy, don't even look at.
I don't know how to say her name. But she was credited as inventing the first distillation process.
Sure.
So in the 16th century.
Okay.
And so, basically women were making gin. So gin was essentially that's what it ended up being called. But women were in charge, and it was marketed to women because it wasn't like beer. Beer was more marketed to men.
Sure.
And that was more marketed to women.
Oh, gin was.
Yes.
I wonder why. Because gin is pretty.
Well, they said
that shit put hair on your chest, baby. Dude, that shit nasty. I hate gin.
What was it?
I fucking hate gin. Yeah.
Let me. Okay, so it first was a form of medicine, and then it turned to a social beverage. So kind of like everything else, they used it as medicine first. Then people were like, "Oh, this is kind of fun," and so they started using it socially.
Okay, so listen. Let me throw this in there.
Okay,
because I did a little research myself.
Yes.
Now the research that I did says that gin was actually can be tracked all the way back to the 11th century.
Oh, really?
And yes, and the gin was because I did see the 16th century and the 17th century also. It was kind of like when it became like a beverage to actually consume. But in the 11th century, it was actually made by these monks.
Yes.
In Italy, though,
Mm-hmm.
because it says Netherlands, Europe, but it can be tracked back to these monks in Italy, and that was in the 11th century.
Yes.
So, a lot of people say they made gin, but the farthest back that I could find was 11th century, not 16. 16 was when they started, like when people come home from the war and shit like that, and they, because they was using it as medicine for like stomach issues, kidney, even liver, which is ironic,
right?
Because what is alcohol gonna affect the most?
They did a lot of weird things back then, thinking that it was going to be helpful.
Yeah.
They did used to give people cocaine as medicine also at one point.
I can see that.
So,
I think we still use cocaine as medicine.
I think all of the recreational drugs at one point were probably used for medicinal use, and then,
aren't some of the pain medications actually made with cocaine, or am I wrong?
No, all the pain medicines are made out of heroin, basically.
There you go.
The poppy, whatever.
Poppy seeds. Yeah, so gin is actually made from juniper berries.
Yes. I read that and I didn't know, and I was like, gin, juniper, I see.
Juniper berries. Yeah, so that's they used to make it. They used to make it for again for like medicines to treat like stomach conditions, kidney conditions, liver conditions.
Yes.
And then they when they would like give it to the men in the war to help them with pain and X, Y, and Z, then they came home and had a taste for it.
Yes.
And was like, yeah, pour me some of that shit.
Now look at this. Just when I think you didn't do no research and you just coming in here you are with a bunch of fucking facts.
I always got a fact or two.
And ready to go.
I know random shit.
You like did it on the sneaky.
I know random shit.
Because you were like, oh, you in charge of it. And then you're like, oh, yeah. And by the way, now I got all these random facts.
Well, it is a podcast.
Shenanigans.
It is a podcast.
You just caught me
I
off
would
guard.
like to be prepared.
You caught me off guard in a very good way, but I was just sort of like, turn my whole head.
Hey, man, listen. It's a podcast. I'm going to do some research.
It's a potty. All right.
On pod, baby.
Fair enough.
I'm on pod, baby.
When I read the thing about the witchcraft thing, I was like, oh, like it just made so much sense. It was very interesting to see that.
That's pretty, yeah.
I was like, it does have a lot of associations. I could see how you could get there. Now, obviously, not everything is super connected, but like, you could definitely see, technically you are making a concoction. You make, when you're, making beer or making whatever.
You're crafting.
Yeah, you were crafting.
Wow.
Witchcraft.
Wow.
I wonder why they call them. I wonder
that's
why
they
the
call
word
craft brew. Craft brew.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. I wonder why where the word witch comes from.
Because I think they was trying to say bitch, but they was just in a, they had an accent. So they witchcraft when they was really saying bitchcraft.
No. But fair enough.
Bitch, if you don't get the crafting.
Okay, now I got another. Okay, I random. Okay, so online while I was looking for this, I had a detour and was looking at something else, and then I figured out I was today years old.
Oh my God!
Shut up.
Okay,
I was today years old.
Said it again.
I'm gonna say it one more time because you keep interrupting me.
Jesus. I
was today years old when I read this thing that said, like, with Belle Biv DeVoe, that like the song Poison.
Wait a minute. What was the name of that group?
Wasn't it Belle Biv DeVoe? No?
I guess so.
That song Poison was because allegedly
BVD.
They all got chlamydia from the same person. And so that
song
song
was about?
Is about, that girl is poison because she,
Oh yeah, because I thought when I was young, I always thought they was talking about AIDS.
I mean,
but that's just what I thought they was talking about.
I read, now it's not necessarily from a reputable site. So,
what did you say the first time? Reputable? Okay, gotcha.
Reputable. So, take it with a grain of salt. But if that is true, I got a lot of questions.
I got something right off top.
What's your question?
Y'all 3 got chlamydia from the same girl. None of you dumbass niggas is wearing a condom.
Well, I was wondering why they were all sleeping with the same girl.
Well, that's a weird question.
Why is that weird? Do you normally share or when you were young, did you share your girlfriends with everybody else?
Shared all of them.
Oh, wow.
No, definitely not. That's not the point. The point that I'm making here is that when you are in the industry like that, you are usually banging somebody else's bang because that same girl is just like
a groupie?
Yeah, it's usually like a groupie. She at all the shows. She ready with her pussy out. She ready to go. So, yeah, it's not uncommon. That's why you got women like Superhead. You know what I'm saying? Who just wrote a book. I think her name is something Steffens.
Corinne
Steffens. So, yeah, like, that's why you got women like that. Like, so, yeah, I can see all of y'all banging the same chick. This I understand. Hey, listen. She's a groupie. She likes the group. She wants to bang the entire group.
Okay.
And as a young man, as a very young man, we used to bang the same girls.
And you, throughout your entire young manness,
sure,
very consistently wore condoms.
Oh, listen. Let me throw this out there. Let me toss this. Let me just toss this right in there, baby. Listen, if I know you done stuck your bare weenie in this woman, my nigga, I'm not sticking you think I want my dick wrapped in your splooge?
Ew.
Absolutely not. My dick is not touching your splooge, kid. No. I'm wrapping this thing up, man. I'm with fucking duct tape and saran wrap and all kind of shit I'm wrapping mine up with. I'm not going in there like that. That's crazy. So
they weren't all smart enough to wear condoms, basically.
No, none of them were smart enough to wear a condom.
Not all of them.
None of them niggas was smart.
I wonder why they did that. But maybe it just wasn't common at the time for people to wear condoms. It was in the 80s, wasn't it, or something?
In the 80s was where the AIDS boom kind of like hit. So yeah, all of y'all should have been definitely 110% putting a condom on. I mean, you would think that you would protect yourself in that way. But at the same time,
it wasn't that common probably yet. I mean, it was becoming...
Wearing condoms?
Yeah.
Probably not. It wasn't that common to wear condoms. But I again, I guess, well, let me see. Yeah. I didn't start fucking till the 90s. So, but I've been molested by women since I was like, I don't know, very young.
Mm-hmm.
I was cute. And little girls, I mean, not women, little girls, they would like chase me down and like corner me and then make me kiss them. Yeah, that kind of shit.
Oh my gosh.
Say what?
Shenanigans.
Say what?
Okay, so
I was a cute kid. I'm an ugly adult, but I was a cute kid. God damn it.
I've seen pictures of you when you were a kid.
Cute. As fuck. As
Not,
a button.
not okay. Not
As
the,
a button.
not the picture you showed me.
Nah, fuck you, because that was cute.
I'm okay. I'm gonna send you the picture that you had showed me the one time, because I only have one picture of you from when you were a kid.
With the afro?
Did you have an afro?
It was me and my brother when we had afros.
No. It was just you. It was like a school picture or something.
Oh no, that was an ugly picture. That's when I started to get ugly. I started getting ugly right there. Yeah, no, I'm talking about before that. Because that picture was like, that was a picture from like 4th grade or something like that. I was ugly by then. But
by then, what do you mean? Well, to all these girls that wanted to kiss you, it was before you were in the 4th grade?
I was in the 2nd grade getting, I was in the 2nd grade getting chased home by little girls.
Okay, I got to see a picture of you from like, well, everybody in kindergarten and 1st grade looks cute.
Yeah, I was like 2nd grade, buddy.
All right, I still want.
I look good, boy.
Send me a picture. Send me a picture of you, like I was little.
My
I never know what you look like.
Yeah, I was cute. I was cute until I got into like the 4th grade.
But isn't that crazy? That's a very interesting story about how that song came about.
That is crazy.
Now it's like super popular still.
I just want to say, yeah, it's always, you can play that shit at any party and it's always gonna slap. But I just want to say to you 3 niggas, man, all 3 of y'all niggas is nasty.
Well, they were maybe at the time.
Nope, y'all niggas is still nasty.
Well, I'm sure after that they started wearing condoms very regularly.
Yeah, but I still think y'all nasty. Yep. I don't know what y'all doing today, but I bet you some nasty shit.
All right, now how many situations would you say that you didn't wear a condom that you were stressed after?
Oh, a few. A high number.
A high number?
Number's pretty high. Number is pretty fucking high.
So more than 10?
Absolutely. Are we talking about just last year?
You didn't wear a condom that many times?
I'm just joking. Please relax.
Oh.
But no, yeah, it's
a high number though.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So again, I'm not saying you niggas is nasty for not wearing a condom. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is you niggas is nasty for not wearing a condom and fucking the same bitch.
Oh yeah.
That's the nasty part.
That adds a.
Yeah, it's the collective. It's not like, okay, you didn't wear a condom, so what? Like, point a man out that put his dick in a woman, every time with a condom. That it doesn't exist. So yeah, I understand not putting the condom on. I don't understand.
But a groupie though, even if.
Oh, you beat? I'm finna go beat too.
Oh no.
With my bare weenie. Like, why am I doing this? That's just nasty.
But very interesting. All right, I had another question for you. What was my question I had for you earlier? Oh, but you answered it though. I said the question was, if you met a woman who was like perfect in every way.
Sure.
Beautiful, perfect body, perfect face, wonderful personality, funny, like to do the same shit you like to do, but
that's a unicorn.
But did not. So it said that she would never give you head.
Oh, she's not a unicorn at all. Yeah, nah, I'm cool. Like, nah.
You're done. You're not even gonna consider it.
I'm out.
Literally perfect though, in every way possible. Checks all of your boxes.
She doesn't check all of my boxes.
Except for that one.
Then that's not all of my.
So it's a deal breaker.
Yeah, I'm done. Like, yo, what?
So you would take somebody who's like far less attractive or not as interesting or if she does that.
I will take someone far less attractive that will wake me up with some head. Like I'm just waking up and she's going to town already. Like she don't even have to wake me up. Hey, I'm gonna give you head now. Is it okay? Like, no, don't do that either. Don't ask me because I might snap.
Ask you.
Don't even ask. Don't even fucking ask. Don't ask. Don't wake me up at all. When I wake up, I want to see fucking neck jerking.
I feel like it's kind of hard not to wake somebody up at all. Because how you gonna get their clothes off? You just gonna be already naked?
I can see that you have never lived with a man before, because Men do not sleep in 3-piece suits. Regardless to what you see on TV. You know what I'm saying?
3-piece. Oh,
I'm just saying,
like the flannel
yeah,
pajamas.
nobody's fucking sleeping. Like, bro, I'm in my drawers, and if you got the right, well, niggas is wearing those boxer briefs now. I don't like those. I'm an old school nigga. I like regular boxers. I like my shit to be able to jiggle around.
No, fair enough. I'm just saying some people do, some people don't. Some people do sleep in the nude. I sleep sometimes.
You don't even. It doesn't even have to be nude. In my boxers, since the person we talking about me and who's gonna be with me, in my boxers there's a little hole in the front. You know
no
what
need
I mean?
to go further.
I'm just saying. There's
no
a hole.
need.
Can I finish?
So you can just pull it out.
You could just pull it out and just go to work. You know
so that's your fantasy. Is just for a woman that just loves to do that and just will wake you up on a very regular basis with it.
I don't know if that's my fantasy. What I'm saying is that to go back to your question.
Yes, it's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker because, I would take someone far less attractive that's willing to do that for me in the morning than somebody who's just like, nah, I'll fuck the shit out of you. But, and again, like, if I have this really attractive woman, the one thing that I want the most is to see her face just going to town. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why is that important?
It's important because
you're
so attractive. Because you're so attractive. Because you're so attractive, and every man on earth is looking at you like, damn, she bad as fuck. Like, damn, and she giving that nigga some head. Like, that's what we think. That's what we thinking. Like, damn, she.
That's silly.
There's the
one action that will like rule somebody out.
Yeah, you're out of there.
That's silly.
You're out of there. You getting tossed out of the game like you Meta World Peace.
That's crazy.
Get your ass out of here.
She got money, everything. She's out of there.
I don't care if she got money. I got money.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
I work hard. I got my own money. Money ain't gonna do it for me unless you got Oprah money. Now, if it's Oprah and she ain't giving me no head, we solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I love you.
You're silly. You're so silly. But anyway, I forgot there was another question I had for you, but I think that was one of them. But.
Yeah, you did say you had another question, but you were going to ask it on the pod. I guess you forgot because we were having such a riveting
we do sometimes be having a really good conversation, but once you break up that particular flow of that line of questioning, then, sometimes it disappears on you. But
all good. I think
I'm really enjoying our gin and tonic. This is a good pick.
Yeah.
For Women's National Women's History Month, whatever.
Congratulations, bitches. Listen,
that was like the opposite of fucking feminism right there.
Hey man, listen. If you don't have a sense of humor, you know what I'm saying? This is the wrong pot. I am completely joking. I'm not disrespectful to women. I don't think that men should be, and I'm not trying to be. I am joking 100%. But again, if you can't take it, turn this shit off. Look at the last fucking episode. Nobody listened. So
ooh, what about how do you feel, since we're talking about women empowerment, how do you feel about women taking charge of situations? Like just anything. Well, I will say this because I know you already.
Sure.
But like, I feel like you do both. I feel like you like to be the boss, but you also not having to figure shit out. So what I mean by that is like, if we go on like a vacation or an event is planned, you want to just sit there. Like, you don't want to take charge.
I don't want to.
You don't want to even drive. You want to just sit there and just arrive and be like, all right, what are we doing now? All right, okay. What do you need? Okay, like you want to just follow directions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some situations where you don't mind relinquishing the decision making.
No, and that's a lot of the times. If it's something that I want to do specifically, then I'm gonna do what I want to do specifically, and I'm gonna expect the same. If a motherfucker can say, "Hey man, like yo," just like you said, and I'm just like, hey, yeah, well, what are we doing? All right, come on, let's fucking go do it. Then I expect that same behavior when I want to go do something instead of, I don't want to do that. I don't like that. Like, yo, look,
All right,
just
what
shut the
about
fuck
for
up
a
and let's just
household?
do it.
What about like, because often, women kind of run the household. Like they want it, decorated or
Women
set
run
up.
the household.
Often. So
White women run the household.
what do you mean primarily black women run their household? You know why?
Because ain't no man in the house. Hey.
That's not true.
Zing, zing, zing. Yeah, that's because there ain't no niggas in
My
there.
parents are married, and my mom knew everything that was going on.
Yeah,
ask a dad. Ask any dad. What's their child's teacher's name? Don't know. That's because the woman
The
is
teacher
running.
lives in the household?
No, but you don't know what's going on with your own kids. You don't even know where this kid goes to school. Most of the time,
I'm not connecting those two because that's not the household. That's the school. That's completely outside of the household. No, what I mean by run the household, I mean is like, she making all the decisions for the house and shit. Like, no, you ain't running that shit. Like, yo, who's paying the bills and things like that. And not that that men should just pay the bills. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that whole, and it's niggas that's like still on that to this day. Call me what you want to call me, but I don't believe that a man should just pay all the bills.
what do you believe?
I believe that it's a team effort.
Mm-hmm.
We are a team. We can't very well say, hey, let's keep these, very misogynistic values when it comes to things that are beneficial to women, but then we should also, just make sure that what all the other shit is different. Like I don't believe in that. Like, because it says like, yo, well, basically we should just fucking do whatever we can to make women happy. Fuck how we feel. Like, that's not cool. And it's like,
so you feel like the world is set up to make women happy and not men?
110%.
Interesting take.
110%.
What a seat of privilege you sit in, huh?
I'm just telling you what I see. I'm just telling you what I see. And I'm not talking about like if you're talking about
history,
if you're talking about getting paid, okay, but that's what we doing, right? We talking women shit.
And you think that women are at an advantage, not a disadvantage.
Now you're going a little deeper than I'm trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm only trying to put half the dick in. You trying to put the whole dick in.
Well, when you say, oh, it's set up for women and not men.
I'm telling you that the whole happy wife, happy life shit is bullshit to me. I'm not talking, you literally said inside the household. I'm talking about inside the household.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But do you know why that had to become a phrase in the first place?
Why? Please do tell. I'm sorry, but it's funny.
To me, it's kind of like Black Lives Matter. Like, obviously,
all lives matter.
If there was equality there, you wouldn't even have to have a fucking phrase.
Inside the household? Stop talking about outside the household. You literally started the conversation about inside.
So you think women inside the household have had equality?
Listen to what I'm saying. If you're not listening, it's because you're not listening.
But you're right. But I did say earlier that a lot of women run their households.
Yeah, so we talking about a household and a household standpoint. So yes, I believe that a strong black woman in a household, and maybe some of you white bitches too, are like, the glue that keeps this household running. And men,
right,
like you said earlier, men just kind of just, what? How much it costs? All right. And then we just get a beer, turn on sports. That's what we do. But what I'm talking about is the whole, again, I'm more referring, and listen, that it's all preference. But what I'm saying is that I don't subscribe to, oh, men pay all the bills, don't let my woman pick up a bill, that macho bullshit. Man, fuck that shit. Listen, check this out.
That's beautiful.
I'm sure you do. You're a woman. If it were the other way around, would you still think it's beautiful? So
no.
My point is that's my thing, is like, we use all of these different things to say, oh, this is what a gentleman does, and it's all of these rules for men to cater to women, let's just say, and in order to be called said gentleman. I have not heard one single solitary thing that a woman needs to do in order to be considered what? A gentle woman? There is not even a word for it. You know what I'm saying?
A lady?
Like y'all don't even have to do, you just have to like not cheat on me? Like, bitch, you're supposed to do that anyway. Like, what the fuck do you have to do?
I don't know if we want to go down a rabbit hole of gender roles, because there's definitely very clearly defined gender roles of what women do and what men do. But I think you're only paying attention to the man, to what is on the man side of the street, and not what the expectations and maybe unrealistic and unfair expectations of women.
What are the unrealistic or realistic expectations of a woman? If a man, wait a minute, just let me just clarify can I clarify the question?
You can, go ahead.
I just want to clarify the question before I get the answer.
Okay.
So basically, what I'm saying is that, okay, so if a man is supposed to pay all the bills, a man is supposed to open the door, a man is supposed to be the protector, pardon me, and the man is supposed to do all of these things in order to be considered a gentleman, what is the woman's role?
Okay, and you are...
See, you're not answering the question, you're asking a question.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so the woman's role would be all of the child rearing, all of the household...
Rearing?
Yes. Raising the children, organizing their activities.
That is laughable to the highest level of laughavity.
So you don't feel like that's often society's expectation? Is that the woman is primarily taking care of the children?
Absolutely not, because if that was the case, then there would be no commonwealth building where men have to go and pay all this child support because, nigga, you ain't doing your part, and now you're not even a real man because you ain't taking care of the kid.
Buddy, that's a financial thing. That's not the day-to-day shit. That's something different.
Okay.
That goes back to what you were saying about men being providers. That has nothing to do with the actual, like, the day-to-day taking care of the kids part, which is the expectation of women. The expectation for women to cook everything, for the expectation for women to do all the cleaning. Like, even in households where both people work, women are still expected to do all of the housework stuff on top of the work, and men in society, unfortunately, are not. That's not the expectation. When women are out without their children, the question is, oh, where's the kids? When men are out without their children, nobody ever asks them that. You can see it very clearly. Even anytime they do like interviews on red carpets, they're always asking the actresses those types of questions and not the actors. So like, let's just be very honest about what it is and not say like, oh, there's all these expectations for men, but there's not these expectations for women. It just looks different for each gender.
Okay. I'm gonna give a little pushback because generally speaking, the examples that you just gave, if you are a man, and like you just said, the child rearing is the woman's job. So that's her expectation. So in a household, if the man is like, I go to work, I pay the bills, I'm sitting here watching sports, I'm having no interaction with this child because the child rearing is your job. How is that man looked at?
In today's society, probably not as good.
But we're talking about today.
In today's society, like, I mean, obviously things are changing for both. Sure. You know, defining gender roles in this 2024 is looks very different across the board. Both of what we're talking about is stereotypical from a previous time. It's not really present day. There's no expectation in present day. So, well, now again, for some, there's always going to be some in both.
We're not talking about absolutes
but
at all.
But for the majority of the population, nobody expects the man to pay for them all the time. Now, there's some women who do, but there's a lot of women who have their own jobs, their own money, their own everything, and they're not expecting.
We're not talking.
I don't
absolutes.
think. Okay, exactly. I don't think
far and wide.
My perception is not is at least in my circle. My perception is that there's not a lot of women that are looking for some man to take care of them. I don't see
like that verbiage because I'm not talking about a woman who's asking
well,
for.
You're saying to provide.
I'm not talking about that. I'm real specific with what I'm saying, and what I'm saying is that in a general sense, the expectation of a man is to pay the bills. I'm not saying that the woman doesn't have a job and she just barefoot and pregnant. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that regardless of if she has a job or don't have a job, the expectation is for the man to pay all the bills and be the protector and do all of these,
I think
general and just way back shit. Like that shit is like way back.
I disagree with you.
Shit.
I disagree with you on the financial aspect because I think that most people, especially in the state we live in, there's no way to survive often without a dual income. So I don't think there's any expectation that the man is going to pay all the bills. I don't think that's the reality for most people, and I don't think that's the expectation for most people.
I can't agree with you with most people.
It's just my perception. I don't think so. I can't think of.
You may be right.
I can't hardly think of anybody that I know, and I don't know a lot of people, but I can't think of anybody that I know that expects their man to pay for everything. Maybe on a first date, maybe in some situations, but not like for a household. No, I can't think of a single person that expects that.
Fair enough. Now let me go ahead and just address what you just said. So on a first date, man pays. Why? And again, this is just all for the sake of argument.
Yeah. There is that expectation that like that a man is going to provide. So yeah, to be gentlemanly, if you will. Yes, sure. Women do expect men to pay for the first date.
Fair enough. Now, what is the woman's expectation on the first date? To show up?
Just to look beautiful.
Suck my dick.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Look, there are some unfair things both ways.
Okay.
I think you're looking at it. I think you're looking I'm not with that specific example of
I wanted to specifically example that.
For a first date, there is no comparison, know. But I just will say that like you're looking at it from a privileged position of being a man, so you don't know all of the drawbacks of being a woman in a general sense because you don't have to think about it. You don't have to exist and navigate through this world as a woman. So you're like, oh, you don't. So yeah, we expect men to be protectors, but women have to constantly worry about our safety. So yeah, that's probably higher on the list because we end up being targets, unfortunately, probably more frequently than men do. If I'm walking down the street by myself and you're walking down the street by yourself, I think we both would agree that the chances of somebody trying to attack me is a lot higher. Even if I knew how to fight and everything, the chances of somebody attacking me are higher than they are somebody trying to attack you.
Well, I wouldn't attack me either in a general sense because if you do attack me, nigga, I'm busting.
But I'm just saying, like, there's just different things that women have to think about and worry about that men don't, and vice versa. So I don't think it's fair to just compare. And be
listen. You're doing the woman thing, and you're kind of like veering away from what I'm talking about, and you're making it. And I get
like women don't have to be.
It has nothing to do
ladylike.
Again, it has nothing to do with what I'm asking. Okay. Generally speaking, and I know you already said that there is really no comparison, but on the first date is what I would like to. I'm just trying to get.
Well, how would you like me to further answer the question? I've already answered it.
So I'm generally trying to get to a place where we can just have a general understanding of what I'm trying to say here. So I'm saying that on a first date, a man is expected to pay. And I believe in this. I'm going to pay on the first date, man. And I've been socially conditioned to feel that way. Doesn't mean that I don't have a brain in my head. So my brain asks me, well, why? Now, it's because you're a gentleman. And that's what a gentleman does on a first date. That's your expectation, let's just call it. Now, my question, again, which is very clear, what is the woman's expectation on a first date?
I think the only in modern day, the only expectation might be that she's going to give of her body in some way, whether it's, kisses or other things. I think that's the expectation of the man. If I pay for this, because I have heard women say this, and that's actually part of the reason why I'm not a huge fan of having a man pay for me to do shit, because I don't like that expectation either. Right. Like, oh, well, I bought you this or I bought you that, and you not even gonna. I don't even want to hear that sentence. So, not all men, but some men have that perception that there should be an exchange. So, I think yes, there is an expectation of the woman, but it's not monetary.
Fair enough. That's all I was trying to get to. Is like, there has to be some kind of an expectation, for a woman to, I'm just more of like, I guess in my life, everything needs to be balanced, and it's just how I function with balance. Everything is balanced. Like, if I put something on the left side of the table, it has to be something on the right side of the table in order for it to be balanced. It's whatever that word is. I forget the word that's used. I forget it. It was on the top of my tongue. But generally speaking, I'm just more like, let's just to be fair. I don't like it. I don't like things being one-sided. And I don't like when people exploit that it's one-sided is more or less where I'm going with it. It's the people that take advantage of it that bothers me. Not the people who are just like, I'll pay for myself. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I'm more like, on some equal shit, which is fine. You want, and you see this on TV all the time. Women always say they want equal rights until they get equal rights. You know what I'm saying? Then now it's not equal. It was a I Love Lucy episode.
Oh no! Okay, I was thinking of something else. I'm thinking about like a little TikTok.
Nah. I'm old school. So it was a I Love Lucy episode where they wanted equal rights, and that was real. That was back when it was super misogynistic back then. Mm-hmm. So that's when you could beat your wife, and then they just fucking come and talk to you, and then everybody stay home. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was stupid shit like that going on. But they wanted equal rights, so they was like, all right, y'all want equal rights? Y'all want equal rights. So when they went out to dinner, they was like, yeah, break that check up into 4 ways, nigga. Like, I'm saying, now the women ain't got no money. And it's like, well, I thought y'all wanted equal rights. Like, we trying to keep it equal. Now y'all got bust suds. It was a good episode. I love that episode. It was funny. But yeah, no, I'm just speaking. I just want to introduce a different side of it, because a lot of people just, do things blindly without thought. And that's not how I function.
And I would just say, on a side note, because again, I know you. Yeah. You often pay for the first date when you go out with people.
I always pay for the first date.
Always?
Nope. Yep. Nope. Okay. Not that one time. Yeah. But I could tell that she was on some like, I'm just here to get a free meal. Bitch.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, it actually happened a couple of times. But I was just like, I can smell it when you just here for a free meal. You're not really like interested in me.
There's been some videos too online of like girls who be ordering a bunch of stuff and a dude like, nah.
Yeah, I've seen though, and I saw one actually where the young lady, she was like recording it, and she was like, I can't believe this nigga is asking me to pay for half. She was like, I'm just gonna pay the whole bill. And she was like, I got money, I just X, Y, and Z, like, I saw that one.
I didn't see that one.
Oh yeah, she was just like, I'm just gonna pay the whole bill, and she paid the whole fucking bill.
Yeah,
but
that would be me. I'm like, don't even like flatter yourself into thinking that I need, want, or desire you to like take. I'm perfectly fine. I can do it myself. Do I want to do it? No, but I'm fully capable. And if you don't want to do it, then I don't want you to do it. It's kind of how I feel about it.
No, and I agree.
And I stopped talking to a dude because he was too like. Now he didn't have a lot of money, but he was too tit for tat for me, and I couldn't.
Tit for tat, like how?
Like almost checking to make sure, like, well, I paid for this. Are you gonna make sure that you pay for that? And I was like, it's not
at the table.
Not at the table, but like it would be like, where did we go? We went to this little like show thing. So he bought tickets for us to go to the little show. And so now because he bought the tickets for the show, I already in my mind was like, I'll pay for the dinner. I just didn't say that to him.
Sure.
And so then he then checked. It was like, oh, well, you're going to pay for dinner, right? And I didn't like that. And he did that, like, I hung out with him a couple of times, and he did that, like, multiple times. And I was like, I cannot. And so then he told me his little story about, like, oh, well, you know, because women are always trying to do this or that. He had this idea in his mind that women were trying to, now, again, he didn't have a lot of money. So I don't know.
Neither do I.
All these women that were trying to get him for his money, I have no idea. But
you'd be surprised, buddy.
That's what he said. And I just didn't like his energy. You know, I didn't like that exchange. Yeah. So like, don't be trying to tit for tat me. If I'm gonna pay for something, I want it to be my idea. Like, I don't want it to feel like you feel like I owe you something. You know, like, I think if we're gonna do it, it's to be kind because we genuinely just like each other, not because like, oh, well, you have to, kind of a thing.
Well, I think
oh, go ahead.
I just think that, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just think that that's a conversation that should be had prior to.
Maybe so, because
instead
I think
of doing it in
this
the
is
moment.
This is why it rubs me the wrong ways, because when I go out with my female friends, that's how it is. It's like, oh, I got it this time. Like, it's not even a conversation, and we're not trying to date each other, but you know, it's like, oh no, I got it, you know, and like almost fighting over the check, trying to pay. Right. And so coming from an environment where I'm used to that, and even when me and you go out, it's not like we sit there and like, oh, well, it's just sort of like, oh, I got this one.
Sometimes like, yo, we going half on this. That's expensive.
That was when we're both really broke. But like in general, that's like, it's not something that we even really think about. So to me, it was weird to then be in a situation where somebody was very particular about it.
Well, right. And so
and I think he was the only person that I can think of where it was super particular. Everybody else, it just kind of, well, I didn't really hang out with that many people more than once, but,
Well, and I get that because, I have been in that situation where the women just, they just assume you're going to pay and they just want to order whatever the fuck they want to order. And
it's like, the assumption.
Listen, if you, I am 100, I will say this, and I want this to be something that we all understand as a society. If you expect me to pay, I expect to get some pussy. Listen to what I just said, because the operative word here is expect. And if you expect me to pay and you're going to order whatever the fuck you want to order and you're going to eat whatever you want to eat, I expect to eat some of that pussy later.
You know what? That's fair, because I've said this to myself. I was like, because you do the reach. Like, oh, and I was like, if I get all the way to my car, do you let me actually pull it out? Everything's dry. I'm not fucking you at all, but I will pay for my meal.
No, I'll let you pull the card all the way out and be like, nah, put that shit away.
And pay. No, they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, just split it in half. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, you're not getting it.
I had a woman take me out once, and she took me out.
But it was her idea, so it's different.
It was our first date too.
Yeah.
And she took me out. It was her idea, like you said, to take me out. And I want to take you out. All right, cool. I let her take me out. She took me out, but I was not attracted to this young lady.
So you paid half?
Paid the whole thing. Paid the whole thing
because you want to temper the expectations.
Because I never want to see you again.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I don't want you to feel like, oh, nigga, you was just trying to get a free meal. Nah, me, I got bread.
I've done that too. Where
I can feed me.
Where I didn't like the guy, so I didn't want him to pay either. Because again, for my own conscience, I was just like, I don't want anybody to feel away. So I'm like, exactly. You gained and lost nothing. And I gained and lost nothing, and and it is what it is. We go our separate ways. Yeah. But it's been a long time since I've been out on a date.
Yeah, I'm not asking for I'm not asking a woman to pay half. Now, currently in my current state, I'm just too old to ask a woman to pay half. Bitch, you either paying or I'm paying, but we not going half.
Yes, I said that too. I forgot where I was. But that was another thing of like, I think it was like to do an activity. It was like, oh, you want to pay half? I was like, it's not that deep. It's like $30. I got it. Don't worry.
Half on $30? That's nuts.
I was like,
That's nuts.
oh God.
Like when you took me out for my birthday, you took me to Mastro's. You know,
Oh,
take me to
yeah.
Mastro's every year. And, you know, I was like, man, I want that tomahawk. And I only wanted the tomahawk because, you know, I was in another restaurant at another time and I saw somebody chewing on the tomahawk. And I was just like, that shit just looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like some Flintstone shit.
Uh-huh.
So I was just like, yeah, I just want to do it. It's my birthday. I'm going to do it. But at no point did I expect someone to spend $250 on a piece of meat for me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, bro, I'm going to buy this for me. It's a birthday present to me.
I
You
would
know?
have bought the steak for you though.
I know you would have, but I wouldn't allow it. Is the point. Is like, I'm not going to allow that because it seems opportunistic. You know, it seems like you're taking advantage, you know, of the situation. So I just wouldn't do it. And I wouldn't do that to anybody unless, because I was dating this one chick and she's taken me to Mastro's a couple of times for my birthday, but she wouldn't allow me to pay. She just would not allow it. It was like, we're going to fight in here if it's going to be a situation. So I just would just let her just fucking pay. But, you know, because, you know, it's like,
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, like, yo, what do you mean? Like, why can't I pay? She would never let me pay. She would never let me pay. Like, no, we will argue in here. And I just was like, well,
I'm not going to argue.
I'm not going to argue. But you know what? You getting some dick tonight.
Well, and this is a good time to wrap up the pod. We both getting hungry anyway.
I'm starving, kid.
Starving. But this was a good pick.
Yeah.
We've got some more women inspired beverages coming
for the rest
on.
of the month. Oh, you saw that? Why? You should be looking at the people. Don't look at my disdain.
Do you not appreciate women in your
I
life?
appreciate women. I do. I love all you
Then
bitches.
acknowledge our contributions.
I'm acknowledging it, and I'm drinking this nasty ass gin and tonic.
It's not nasty. You made the drink.
I don't like gin.
That's very strange to say. We're gonna talk off the pod because that's very strange for you to say. We got a huge bottle of gin in there, and you had a bunch of drinks that you made with the gin.
Nope, just the one.
Yeah, and you didn't like the one that you made.
What do you mean? I only have that gin to make gin and tonics.
So, but now all of a sudden you don't like gin and tonic.
I don't like gin. I've never liked gin.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
gin's gross. Gin's gross. But when I went on that cruise like a year or two ago, I was having gin and tonics, and I was like, oh, this shit is actually pretty cool. So I went and bought gin, but you know, I already have Topo, so I was like, fuck it, gin and tonic, boom. But no, gin's gross. Sorry, it's nasty. I'm sorry.
I
It's
disagree.
just nasty. It is just
But
fucking
this
nasty.
has been a good pod as always. Appreciate you for participating for Women's History
Of
Month.
course, man. We're gonna do the whole thing. We're gonna get our women thing on. I'm gonna try to figure out something sneaky to do on you next week, and we're gonna make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yep. So it was good. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for your continued X, Y, and Z. We had a good time today.
See you next time.
We had a good time today, man.
A time was had.
A time was had. And now it's time to say goodbye. I love you all, especially you.
Oh, God.
Take it easy. Take it easy.